Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good moment of you guys. Good moment of you. Thought I would just come on and deliver a message, Power of Three message. So just wait and see if anyone wants to hop on first. Hold on a second. Take my. All right, let me just see. I'll share out because I always just kind of hop on. Wait, see if anyone wants to hop on for a Power of Three message today. Let's see here. All right, there I am. Just going to share out for a second. Hold on here, guys. Go room. No one's there yet. Just sharing out, guys. Gonna do a Power of Three message. I feel Spirit wants to bring something to light today, something into our awareness. It's a Power of Three message, so that means that we're bringing into alignment all three aspects of ourself: our mind, our body, our spirit. And when we are in alignment, we're in a nice, strong, solid foundation of creating. Everybody, all aspects of ourselves are working cooperatively. Just sharing out, guys. Hold on here. I actually have my computer today, so I'm going to try to share out a little bit. Let's see here. I could try sharing out there. I guess what I'll do is I'll just copy it and share out to my personal page. Copy link. Go to Leah. Hold on here, guys. See our profile. Leah. Hold on, guys. It's a nice snowy day here today. Mythos and Drasana are on vacation anyways, but he was going to go to a day camp today, so that's canceled. And we're going to go out and take a little walk in the snow in a minute, as soon as I'm done this. Oops, hold on here. Let's wait, see if anyone wants to come on and what wants to come through today. Group. Thought instead of sharing after the fact, after my live, that I would try to share during my live in case anyone wants to hop on. Hey, Thaddeator. All right, so I'm at the homestead today. Got a little bit of a snowstorm out there. How about you guys in New Jersey? See, it's nice and snowy. Not the amounts that some areas are getting, but enough so that things are closed down today. All right. So I thought I'd just hop on and do a little Power of Three message. It's a beautiful way for me to anchor into my heart space and connect to spirit and channel some information. And when we gather, of course, we are channeling each other in light fractals from one another that needs to be brought into our awareness to bring us into alignment. In alignment, it's all three legs of a pyramid or of the triangle, creating a nice, strong foundation. So we'll just see what wants to be brought forth. You guys are the ones creating this message just as much as me. As we open up and connect to our heart space, we enter that portal of all that we are, all that we are in all time, space, reality. It supersedes all of it. It gives us that place where we enter our God self, the sun within, the sun within. And when we connect and bring an awareness to our sun within, that is always there and is always shining, we bring forth that reflection and that mirror into our physical reality. So why would we not want to just take a moment and connect to that part of all that we are, mind, body, and spirit? to aid us, to guide us, to show us, to enlighten us, to areas within ourselves to be more aware of so that we live more fully in freedom and liberation of our true self. All right. So, that being said, why is the water running full blast and no one is there? Hold on. Hold on, guys. All right. So that's got to be symbolic in itself. I look over into the kitchen and the kitchen's faucet is running full blast. So I guess what it's saying is as we connect to our sun within, we are literally entering that flow and become available. We become available to all, to all that we are, that is applicable or resonant to our soul's journey in the moment. And it was just like flooding out nicely, all dispersed perfectly. So when we connect to that sun within, we are connected to the energies perfectly that match our vibration, that match our expansion, that match that journey, our ascension, our awareness of this moment of now, this moment of you, to be you to the fullest. Every moment is an opportunity to be you to the fullest. And you can say, well, what does that mean? How am I operating at the fullest? Well, whatever we are dealing with or operating in or engaging in or communicating in our reality is an opportunity that gives us a chance to engage with self, to engage with an aspect of ourself. And when we are engaged, fully present, we are truly extracting the most that we can in any given situation, whether it be comfortable, peaceful, blissful, or not so comfortable. It is out an opportunity for us to engage in self and open up to that flow. All righty. Cool room, Reanator. Yeah, this is my spirit room. Well, can't really see it very good right now, but anyways, yeah, this is my favorite little room. I kind of set up for my quiet little sacred space, but every space, everywhere I go is sacred. And that's a good point for all of us. It's awesome to have a sacred space, a place where it brings your focus, like it will immediately, boom, tune you in to spirit, like someone who goes to church or where they go to worship or temple or wherever it is, it immediately puts us in that vibration. And spirit is saying, but you take that vibration with you wherever you go, whenever you connect to that sun. Oops. Holy crap. What the hell's the meaning of that? It fell out. When we connect to our sun, we create to that every moment is a new beginning. Spirit is saying every moment is a clean slate. Every moment is an opportunity to connect to yourself from a clean slate, releasing judgment, releasing criticism, accepting all that you are in the here and now. And here we go. This is all that we are in the here and now. So just take a moment before I start this power of 3 and we'll just connect to our heart space. You guys can hear me okay, eh? In the highs and the lows, yes. In the highs and the lows, it's none is worse or better than another. The highs and the lows get us equilibrium. So a lot of us have gone up, gone down, gone up, gone down. We've had huge peaks and then huge dips. And then it ends up being a little more like this. And what it's to do is all those highs and lows are to actually bring us to that place of balance, that even keel, that alignment to our heart space where we're operating in more neutrality. We're not overreacting with emotionality in a way that spikes us, slows us. And yes, that is not to say that we do not allow excitement to spike us, because that is different. That is expansion, and it's bursting through the limitations, the walls that confine us. So when you're connecting to those excitement, that's beautiful. You're expanding. You're allowing more and more of that sun within you. So we'll just take a moment and we'll connect to that heart space. We'll take a breath in, and this breath is a moment. We say it's entering the moment of now, but every moment of now, spirit has been telling me a lot lately, it's a moment of you, because you're the ones creating the now. You're God's source energy. You're sovereign. You have authority over your reality in your connection to your highest frequency. Every moment is a clean slate to give yourself a different the opportunity to gain. They're saying, oh, they've been dealing with me with this, to gain a different perspective. So if you are, Spirit is immediately wanting to bring this to the forefront. If you are engaging or having this repetitive cycle of where you're constantly fighting something or in resistance or repeating something that isn't comfortable, like say communicating with an individual and it's always the same old, and you find yourself just maybe in criticism or just not seeing that person in the light that they truly are, it is an opportunity to gain a new perception. You have the authority over your reality by your perception. Things that were labeled in the past, certain labels, definitions, paradigms, thoughts, beliefs, you have the authority to rename them and to redefine them, to allow them to be what they mean to you, even if the collective has a different idea of it. So when I see catastrophes in the world, I see it as openings. Yes, you can be compassionate and relate to the human at that human level, but something behind me in that perception is, wow, this is an opening, great transformation is happening. It might not seem good on our outside world, all of this chaos, destruction, death, it is all really just an opening to bring forth this light, this peace, this elevation of frequency. So from the biggest collective incidences to the mundane, not mundane, nothing's mundane. It's all you, and you are not mundane. Spirit is saying you are God source energy. So even an engagement where you're being challenged in a relationship or communication with someone, it is a gift created by you for you to actually find the higher frequency perception. And that can be difficult. So how we do that is we surrender. First, we just say, this is just a frequency. I've been giving Spirit's been bringing forth how frequencies are all to be experienced. They're just energies and everything is valid. And as human beings, we are here to experience an array of frequencies. So when you're seeing a frequency that maybe it doesn't feel comfortable to you, or you don't necessarily resonate, but however, you resonate with everything in your reality, or it would not be there, Spirit says. You would not have it. But maybe that resonance or that is just for contrast or just to gain a new perception, realizing it's all just a frequency. So when you see something in your outside world and you're not liking it and you're judging it or labeling it as good or bad, they're saying, just look at it as a frequency. It's a frequency of God to be experienced. And that brings actually much more peace to me. And I know it's common sense, and I know that we already know that, but sometimes when we really see it from that different point of view or perspective or understanding or angle, they're saying we see things from different angles, it helps us to gain a fuller picture of understanding. So when we see somebody acting out or we see ourselves not feeling good inside, emotionally, physically, we can just say to ourselves, that is just another frequency to be experienced. And that gives us, as Thaddeus would say, self-compassion, acceptance. So surrendering to the frequencies by just allowing them, even if it's just from an observer point of view, that is surrender, and that brings forth a new energy to be gained. That's just a frequency that person's experiencing as God. There's nothing to change. It's just to be allowed. And as we allow it, then it changes and expands by itself. All right. So let's take a breath in. Spirit just goes on and on, kind of like me. All right, guys. So let's breathe into that sun within. Nice deep breath. A little deeper. And when you think you've gotten as deep as you can, one more little inhale. Hold it. Feel into that sun. Feel that liberation, that expansion, that illumination, that energy, that collaborating, that catalyzing, that triggering. And exhale. All right. So let's just see what Spirit has to say today. New creation, yeah. And we, oh my God, we are really entering a place of new beginnings and new creations. As you guys all know, every little cycle creates a new, but we have created enough momentum, Spirit is saying, and enough clearing that we've created a huge opening, a huge influx of energy. And it's not outside of us. It's through our own clearing, allowing, surrendering, accepting, loving, self-love. As you self-love, you clear the debris. We've undergone a huge debris sweeping. We're sweeping our energy like a street sweeper that sweeps all the sand out of the road or debris. Well, we energetically have gone through a huge sweeping, moving out the debris in order to step in to this huge opening. Like that faucet was just running full blast. No one was there. The handle's a little loose, so it acts a little wacky and like kind of turns on by itself. So you got to shut that handle just right, but it turns on by itself. So it's just saying, this message is saying also the universe, when you have created that opening and have done the sweeping of energies and clearing, it's uncomfortable because you're going to be put off kilter a little bit. You're going to be put in circumstances of places where you don't get that peace, security, and comfort where you used to. And that's just the sweeping of energies to create anew. And it's challenging us to really anchor into our solar plexus in our heart space, both in one, following and trusting in our heart and gaining that confidence and trust in the journey, the experience, ourself. Well, they're saying once we do that and clean sweep, we gain and enter that flow, that universal flow where things happen naturally. So that spigot, like in the kitchen, is just going to our energy is turning on and flowing just like that spigot without trying. The flow and the universe are one. We are the universe. The universe is within us. We are creating our outside reflection through our frequency. And when we enter that place of surrender, unconditional love, trust, just observing the frequencies, we enter that flow. And so things happen effortlessly. Like that water, I can't get over that water. The way it was just perfect. And it was on the setting where it comes out like a shower, not like the big heavy dense stream, but it was showering. So we're being showered with grace as the universe operates these scenarios behind the scenes to work for us. That's so beautiful. All right. I don't even know if I'm supposed to do a power of 3 now because Spirit just keeps having me channel, but we're going to. All right. So how does this apply to our here and now as a human being seeking the God answers? If somebody is out there, pick a page. Hey, good morning, Robin. Let me just throw you guys up there. I only see a couple of you out there right now. John Thaddeus, Thaddeator, Place to Heal. Thank you, guys. If someone is there, pick a number, and you guys are going to pick the paragraph. I'll pick the paragraph. You pick the page number, and we'll see what your energy wants to bring forth. So a number from 1 to 113, and we'll see what comes forth. I'll pick the paragraph. You pick the page. Anyone out there, just give me a number. And this shows, I love it. It's like a creative endeavor, and you guys are picking the message that is meant for you on a personal level. I love it. I'll just wait for someone to pick a number. Tamara, good morning. Haven't put you up there yet. Doing a power of 3 message. I will be doing some personals as well after 8. Thank you, Isa, or Isa. I love that name. Isa Sacha Kuruma. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but it's beautiful. All right, so Isa picked 8. Tamara picked 17. Yesterday, what I did is when I had 2 numbers, I actually combined the numbers and created a single number of merging. We're merging. We're here to merge with our energies, not create separation. So what is 17 plus 8? Someone want to let me know? 15. Is it 25? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, so page 25 is going to be the number. Oops. Which is a 7, which is the number of divinity, which is this year's collective number, per year number. So perfect, guys. So number 7, I'm just trying to figure out, comment. Let me just stick a comment. We're going to do the number 7. It's a collaboration and it's a merging of energies. I love the way Spirit collaborates and shows us lessons or energies even amongst what we're doing, because we are dissipating the duality of separation. We're allowing the duality to work together as a unit to empower us. So Isa's number 8 and Tamara's number 17 equals a 25, which equals a 7. So we're going to go to 25. We're just going to go to the 25. We're not going to break it down. Spirit says, don't break it down. Go to 25. But if you want, so 25. Thank you, Tamara, and thank you, Isa, for taking action. And as we take action on inspiration and what we're being guided to, that empowers you. You're claiming it. You've moved your energy and you've anchored it into your physical reality to be experienced. So our physicality is the living God. Physical bodies are meant to feel, they're meant to move. You guys are to be commended, Spirit says, on just simply taking action and throwing out that number, that intuitive number that you were called to. That's so awesome. They're saying it's a time to acting on your action. What the heck's that mean? Acting on your action? Aren't they one and the same? All right, 25. Okay, so we're going to go to the number, the chapter number always matters, chapter 2, and that is teamwork, that is collaborating, that is bringing dualities into one, that is merging energy. So everything, I just love the way one thing bleeds into another. This is called relationships and God. So a 7 is our relationship with God, the divinity, the magic, the mysticism, seeking those answers of mysticism, wanting to connect to that God without, God within, however your relationship is with it. But essentially, it's going within and connecting to that God source energy within the physical body, uniting with the spiritual self. And it says we all come to the full realization of God's love so that we may come to fully realize all that we are. That's just the subheading, guys. That's not number 25, but I always go to the main chapter in the subheading. And that is so beautiful. As we come into the full realization of who we are, we come to experience our God self. We get to experience God's love because they're not any different or separate from us. That is so beautiful. Self-realization is to know God. Oh my, and I already know this, but I don't know why it's hitting me harder today. It's one thing to know, and then it's another thing to know in all of your physical body. All right, number 25. Oh, great. All right, I'm going to read the paragraph unfiltered. And where's my glasses? I guess I don't need it. The font is big enough in this book. All right, my challenge is, and I wrote this 14 years ago, and it was just me and where I was there. It was my human mind wanting to know God's answer to things. I wanted to know the higher reasoning. All of you guys as master light blasters, whatever you experience in life, you know intuitively when something bad is there, or when you see whatever, something that doesn't seem like anything other than heaven or godly or peace or love, you intuitively know there's more to that. There's more to it. So this book's about me going deeper and connecting to the God self to gain those answers. So let it resonate as you will. And even if something that I say or share, not just with me, but anything in life, if it doesn't resonate, it's for you to come to your own resonance. My challenge is I'm very judgmental, and I accept that in myself. Gladiator, if you're still there, I accept that. I judge others, and then I judge myself for judging. And a light worker will do that. So, and Spirit is saying they're laughing at us for doing that. They're laughing. They're literally laughing and saying, oh, you guys make things so difficult on yourself. That's why you came. Think of judgment. They're saying this is going to go back to what I was talking earlier. Think of judgment as a frequency experience. When you realize it was just a frequency to be experienced, but it's not who you are essentially, you can let it go. You can forgive yourself. You can forgive others. It was just a frequency to be experienced to gain the truth in it. Thank you. I needed that. So then we judge ourselves. Well, you know what? That was just a frequency. You won't judge yourself if you know it was just a frequency to be experienced, and all frequencies are valid. We came here to transmute the denser frequencies. So how are you going to transmute something, Spirit said, unless you actually experience it? Wow, that's beautiful. Spirit's full on like that spigot. So how can we know who we are? How can we transmute energies without actually experiencing them? And through our dark moments, we bring out the light. We transmute the darkness with our light, and that is through our physical vessel. Wow. That makes everything okay. That just makes everything okay. And whenever I do Power of Three messages or any message that I do in channeling, it's always to bring liberation and freedom to to yourself. You know when Billy Graham used to come back in the olden days? I don't know if you guys are old enough or remember seeing that on TV. Billy Graham would come on and my parents would always watch it. And I always felt like it was kind of judgmental. But they would come on and saying, "We've come to share the good news." Or when you go to church, "I've come to share the good news." But the good news didn't always feel so good to me because it talked about damnation and hell and that kind of stuff. So it was like a dichotomy. But my innate self wanted and knew that it meant more. So it's emerging. It's emerging. There's the only judgment and the only damnation is when you hold yourself to a frequency and think that's who you are. It's just a frequency to be experienced and to transmute. And then comes forth the light. All right, let's get on with this. I know it is not right for me to do this, but I can't help it, or so I think. And this can go to anything, whatever that thing is that you hold yourself accountable and are resisting and resisting in yourself and judging yourself for. So it could be judgment in itself. That's what it was for me. Could be anything. Could be anything, whatever that thing is for you. But I can't help it, or so I think. The solution is for me to simply acknowledge these traits, not to judge them. So that was still hard for me to do that until I've gained this real thing that applying it to it's just a frequency to be experienced. It makes it just more understandable for me and just release them. Well, that's easier said than done sometimes. My mind wants more. Um, my intent is not to be like that. So that is where my focus should be. If I berate myself for being judgmental or whatever it is for you guys, I simply give it energy. We densify it. If I focus on the problem, it becomes a bigger one. Things I don't like about myself are gifts, believe it or not, that aid me in my personal growth and development. And things that I don't like in others are also gifts. Believe me, it is very challenging for me to maintain this belief when in argument with an ex-spouse or a defiant, unappreciative, self-absorbed teenager. I realize I too have been at that other end of these relationships. We've all played our parts. However, I know deep down all is serving a purpose and it's all good. I just need to end the cycle by not being negative, by giving negative energy more power. Focus on the good, even if you don't know what it is at the moment. Other than that, you are indeed becoming all you're meant to be, which will bring you greater joy. So this obviously is to do with self-acceptance. It's to tie in with that message of everything is just a frequency to be. And it also ties in to that if we're here to transmute, alchemize, and quote unquote change the world through our experience, how are we going to do that unless we are it? How beautiful. So that brings forth such acceptance and love and compassion. And wow. See, I don't remember any of this stuff. So this is so good that I touch upon it because it is literally timeless information that is always applicable to whatever we're going through in the now. And I'm amazed. It's beautiful. So all is a frequency to just be expressed and observed. And through the observing and the allowance, we can let it go. When we hold ourselves and others accountable to dense energies and negativity, we keep it alive. What we focus on, we keep alive. But we can choose to focus on keeping energy, negative energy, dense energy alive in our awareness, or we can choose to keep this alive, keep the expansion, keep the energies activating and releasing within us. Everything is a gift. We are a gift unto ourselves, and others are a gift unto ourselves and the world to continue that ascension, to show us what we are transmuting, to show us what we are embodying, but to love it. It's all God. All right. It's kind of like in the olden days, like if I went to church or went to like a spiritual class and they'd say, well, God, you know that old saying, God don't make junk. And yeah, we might know that in theory, but until we actually get the experience to experience it within ourselves through our own self-love, it's just words. Because God don't make junk, but that was hard for me to absorb when I was still holding myself accountable and judging and criticizing myself in so many energies. Yeah, I knew that to be the truth, but I didn't feel it. And we came here for the senses. We came here to feel love, not just to operate in faith and belief, but to actually experience it through our physicality. And how do we do that? We go through it, and we have to go through all these frequencies. That's what we came for. Shoo. All right, let's see what our heart wants to bring into our awareness. And all of these heart cards are just to bring energy into our awareness to align to that which we already are. To bring something into the physical human awareness, the mind, that we can actually gain insight, wisdom, and understanding. We're not to discount the brain. The brain, the ego, it's all there to actually ask questions and to seek and to give us that God mind answer. 25 is my birthday. Happy birthday. What month, Isa? Isn't that funny? You picked an 8 and you get the 25, which is showing that collaboration, emerging, and cooperating of energies was to bring you to even a higher manifestation. So that's even to do with when we want to manifest something, when we can surrender to, okay, I have an expectation, this is how I want to manifest, but when we can release it and allow it to merge with the universe, then we manifest and gain something even greater. So that is just an example of January. Oh, happy belated. You just had a birthday. That shows in action how the universe, if we give in and surrender, put out what we want, but allow the universe to bring forth something greater. That's a merging of energies. That's the physical, our physical mind having an expectation, and that's okay, but releasing it for our spiritual self. The universe within us is the universe without us, to bring us and merge with that energy something more beautiful. So the human mind might have a goal, but how it happens and formulates and transpires and we get there, well, that's up to our spiritual self. All we need to do is put it out there. Isn't that beautiful? It takes the load off us. It takes the heavy load off our shoulders to know that we can just surrender and release it. Release it. A lot of people say, oh, give it up to God. Well, that's the same as giving it up to your God self, giving it up to the universe, giving it up for your angel spirits and guides to work out, because we don't have the bigger picture. We're here just to be focused in our moment of now, your moment of you as Tamara, as Isa, as Gladiator. All right, this is nice. So immediately, this is a rock on the beach. It's yellow. It's that solar plexus area, kind of trusting, gaining confidence. And we've got the divinity little pieces segregated in it, like pieces in it. So that is just showing us how that trust and that confidence in ourselves is rising. We're rising out of the shadow. So see, we see this little shadow of the rock, even though it's right on the sand, we are rising. We're rising in frequency as we trust more, as we trust in the process without the old anchors even. Because as you're rising, you don't have those anchors, those security nets, those places that brought us our comfort, our peace, our predictability, our comfort. So it's also telling us we got to rise. we're going to be uncomfortable as we're rising out of those old places that once where we felt comfortable, but now we're holding such energies of divinity, high frequencies, that we're being called to rise out of the old into the new beginnings. Like Gladiator said before, new beginnings, new clean slate. And every moment is that opportunity. And that's through our frequency, the perception too of what we want to choose to see. And we can have no belief, no perception, and just observe it and say, oh, that's just a frequency. Just a frequency of God revealing itself to us, to each other, giving us the experience of self-realization through frequencies. And what are we realizing? That it's all God. All right, feel good. All right, this is good. Feel good. Tune into that which feels good and act on it to the best that you are capable, and you will fulfill your destiny. Feel good emotions are the thread that weave all advantages and opportunities to you. And you will discover giving it your all comes natural when you're doing what feels good. That also ties back into that faucet, the spigot. The water was just running, the universe working behind the scenes and orchestrating things for you through your frequency. Everything is a frequency. If you're in the frequency of feeling good or even neutral is better than being dragged down. Even if you're in neutrality, or then you add the nitrous which is our feel-good emotions, to the equation. Then it speeds up the ride to getting us there. It electrifies us. Feel-good emotions electrify us. They activate us. And that raises our frequency, and that creates more electricity in our electromagnetic field to shift to the reality where we really feel good as well. Our goals, our desires, and what we are manifesting happens more naturally as we just tune in. Our job, as Abraham would say, is just to tune into our own vibration and frequency. Get and choose and reach for the best feeling thoughts. That is your job. And then the universe reacts, calibrates, orchestrates according to that frequency. Beautiful. All right. So, what does the collective conscious spirit want to bring forth concerning this all? One final message. All right. One final message. Conscious spirit. I know there's not very many of you guys out there, but if you want a personal, I'll pull you the same 3 cards I pulled for the collective. Let me know through donation. Otherwise, I will sign off after this because this was a collective message and I think there was a lot for all of us to gain. But if you want something more personal on this live, let me know if you made a donation, or also anyone watching now or later can also get a private reading through Messenger as well, video messenger, or however you want it. And I take PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all 3. Heart chakra. All right, guys, this is the spirit part of the reading. So to me, this was it's bringing together all 3 aspects of ourselves, the mind. So this addressed the mind, gave us a greater understanding through God's mind. This to me was the physical body. The physical body, our heart is physical, showing us our emotions. Emotions are part of the physicality, how we feel. So that was the body part of the reading. And this is what spirit is bringing forth, the energy connecting the 2. And it's about the heart as well. Heart chakra. She is just healing. Healing isn't really changing. It's just recalibrating to your natural state of being. As we become more lighter in frequency, we are returning to our natural state of being, but we're here to experience it through the physical. So this is about healing, balancing, recalibrating our frequency to match that portal within us, to heal, to balance, to live the life of balance, to bring balance to the huge spikes in the highs, the lows, to find that foundation that we're creating from by merging all parts of ourselves, accepting self-love, realizing that things are just frequencies to be observed, to be experienced or observed, and allowing that energy to be filtered through your light, through your observance, or through your allowing, so that we become centered and balanced. We are sweeping up and cleaning up the debris that has kept us from acknowledging or living this state of being. It's a 17, the heart chakra, which is an 8. That goes back to your original number you pulled, Isa, was the 8, right? And 8 is abundance. That is eternal. That is that eternal loop of infinity. We go within and gain knowledge from something on the outside that's catalyzed us. We go in, we gain greater insight and wisdom, and then we continue on that infinite loop, experiencing on the outside, oh, something triggered me, or I have a question about that, going within, going without, and then that loop goes always in and out, in and out, in and out, and that is infinite. It's number 8, which is abundance. A number 8 is abundance built on foundations. The 4 was a foundation. 2 is building blocks to the 4. The 4 times 4 is the 8. So that is also showing the abundance from creating from that nice, strong, high frequency foundation, which ironically does not always feel solid. That's the ironic part. Everything is a paradox. Our strong foundation is not to be built in the physical, from the physical, in that safety, yet that is what we create from our solid foundation. It comes from our spirit and our heart, that abundance. It's not to be built upon the outside world, yet as we connect to our heart, we create that experience on the outside world. Oh my goodness. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. So that goes back to that relationships in God chapter that we chose. And it was my relationship in God. And that is all to do within our heart space. Our connection to our God self is here. Everything is in here. Everything we experience outside of us is a reflection of everything in here. And as we realize everything outside of us is just a frequency, it's just a frequency to be experienced and allowed through the physical to bring us to God's self-realization. Everything is such a paradox. It just amazes me. It's beautiful. And it shows how all the opposing forces are merged and united and working as one. And that's what we come as a physical. We are the living God in the physical to experience God's self-realization through our senses, through our frequencies, through our what appears to be real before us. So beautiful. All comes down to self-love. Right, Gladiator? If you're still there. All right, guys, that was beautiful. God is chicken nuggets. Well, well, well. How are you, Lauren Riley? Chicken nuggets. All right, so chicken nuggets come from the place typically, the Golden Arches, McDonald's, which is another whole paradox of opposites. All right, guys. Yes, and it's self-love and compassion. I totally agree with that. Obviously, that's why we're here. That's how we realize God. But the human, like me personally, I want that greater understanding of it. Like they said when I was young, or I went to spiritual classes and life in the spirits little classes and seminars, and they always says, "Well, God don't make junk." Yeah, I know that, but give me a little bit more meat to chew on. I need to know a little more, and that's just me. That's just me. The physical body and the brain, for me, want that greater insight and wisdom and explanation. And it does all come to love, unconditional love, unconditional love. But we're here in the physical to experience the unconditional love, not just in theory, but to have the experience of it. And how do we know self-love and compassion and get to embody that? Through going through the opposite, not experiencing self-love and compassion, and then saying, "Oh, holy crap. Is that how God created me? Or is that what God is? Or is that what love is?" And then it takes us on our journey of continuing expansion to lighten up the density. All right, guys, you give it daily. Diarrhea. Remember your post yesterday, John? You said you called the doctor and you had diarrhea and they put you on hold. And then I said, diarrhea, diarrhea, diarrhea for my daily. All right, dial in, tune in. What you're tuning in the heart space is what we're going to reflect. And if it's anything other than all that we're meant to be, we're still meant to experience it in order to be all that we're meant to be. All right, guys. All right, thank you for joining, Gladiator. Beautiful reflection. Thank you for being a beautiful reflection of light for me. Place to heal. Robin Dykes, thank you so much. And last but not least, oh yeah, Isa, thank you so much. Oh, Tamara was here somewhere. Tamara, thank you. Thank you for shining your light and taking action and commenting. And Lauren. God is great. Oh, and you picked 17. That is so funny, Tamara. I didn't put that together. Shout out to the Chicago Italians. All right. Thank you, guys. May you all shine. Not with a tiny little drop, but with the entirety. And there's no rush of getting there. Every moment of now is a moment of you to gain self-realization of your God source energy. You came for the physical, you came for the sensory, and how you gonna transmute and alchemize and be this master light blaster? You can't be any of that unless you've experienced the darkest of the dark. May you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light that you are. Shoo!